Ferrari have made plenty of mistakes this season, and they're in desperate need of changes if they want to fight for titles next season. Will they be able to do it, and what do they have to change? See it in today's video. With Ferrari, Carlos Sainz has had a difficult season. While the Italian team started the season strong and looked like a contender for the World Championship, the competition with Max Verstappen and Red Bull Racing proved to be too much. The Spaniard told the BBC that despite everything, he's still proud of his team. Matteo Binotto has done an excellent job and not losing the cool head at any point, he informed the media. We have had a lot of difficult moments, a lot of criticism, and he's remained stuck to his principles. No one's been fired. We stayed united in the most difficult moments, and it shows the progress of our culture. Ferrari's season hasn't exactly been perfect. This season, the Italians made a number of strategic mistakes while also experiencing significant car reliability issues. The team was unable to avoid leaving out crucial information as a result. While Sainz admits that his squad committed some errors in 2022, he also makes note in the interview that there were other formations that occasionally acted incorrectly. However, the driver claims that Ferrari is different since there is more pressure and attention there. Thus, they're more likely to be recognized and brought up in conversation. It is always exposed to criticism and high attention on all our mistakes. When we win, it's incredible. It's the best win in the world to win for Ferrari. To go through such a difficult season as we did with so few problems in the team is something to be valued. And Sainz isn't the only one noting this, as Binotto also stated that they weren't the only team making mistakes this season, due to all the new regulations and radically different cars. As we all know, the most recognizable brand in Formula 1 is Ferrari. The Italian media and fans may be extremely critical of the team's performance, before fawning over Ferrari shortly after. This can sometimes put a lot of strain on the team. The current position is disheartening in a season where for a while it appeared that Ferrari had the faster car, and could therefore fight for the World Championships. Max Verstappen and Red Bull Racing are currently far ahead of Ferrari. Charles Leclerc, one of the two Ferrari drivers, even has to worry about Sergio Perez stealing second place in the championship from him. Leclerc and Carlos Sainz lost a lot of points this season as a result of Ferrari's technical issues during races. Additionally, a number of tactical errors allowed Red Bull to distance itself. For instance, Leclerc might have won in Hungary, but they chose the incorrect tyres, costing him the race. At the time, there was a lot of discussion about it in the media. According to Ferrari team boss Matteo Binotto, there is significantly less discussion regarding the errors made by other teams. In Racer, he makes the case that Mercedes could have scored higher in the most recent two races, but tactical errors were made. In Hungary, we were criticised, and it's normal when we're doing things not completely right that we are criticised. Mercedes maybe have lost the last race as well by not choosing the right tyres, also in Austin. So I think it's not only us that makes different choices or makes mistakes, Binotto believes. But Ferrari must set a higher bar for themselves, as they want to achieve great victories again. And victories aren't won by playing the pity role. And so, at this point, Ferrari won't have anything to play for at the Grand Prix in Brazil and Abu Dhabi. Red Bull Racing has now won both titles, thus the attention must now shift to 2023. Emerson Fittipaldi anticipates a strong Ferrari in the remaining races of the racing season nevertheless, even if it is to regain confidence. The last two races, Ferrari have the chance to do well, the former Formula 1 driver explained in a conversation with the media. Especially the Abu Dhabi race, as the Middle East is an important market for Ferrari street cars and they need to win to build up this image again. However, with rain predicted, two-time world champion Max Verstappen appears to be in the leading position. The Dutchman is the favourite to win in Brazil because he has consistently demonstrated his ability to hit high levels in rainy circumstances in recent seasons. Nevertheless, Fittipaldi thinks Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz will come close to a win. Indeed, both drivers have plenty to prove. Both Carlos and Leclerc will be driving very, very hard in the last two races to bring the results for Ferrari, he said. But winning the last two races would probably mean staying second in the championship. And although this delivers more prize money, it comes with the downside of having less testing and aero time available the upcoming year. And so, Damon Hill, a former Formula 1 champion, thinks Ferrari would be better off giving up the race for second place. According to Hill's argument in the F1 Nation podcast, The team might benefit if Ferrari places third among constructors. Ferrari is now doomed to damage control after a good start to the season. Carlos Sainz will have to put everything on the line to beat the two Mercedes drivers for 4th place, while Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc are battling it out for 2nd place. Mercedes now only trails Ferrari by 40 points among constructors. Max Verstappen and Red Bull have long contested ownership of the actual titles. Tom Clarkson, the host of the podcast, said it would be quite embarrassing for Ferrari if the team could not even get in 2nd place in the constructors' standings, given that the car was eventually capable of contending with Verstappen. Hill continued by saying that if Ferrari drops back to 3rd, it may not be a huge problem. You get penalised if you do. You get less time in the wind tunnel the higher you finish. So maybe it is better to get some more time in the wind tunnel, even if it means they don't finish 2nd. Ferrari would of course get less prize money in 3rd place, but that's unlikely to make a significant difference for the Italian team. The tactic may also be advantageous in that Red Bull will spend even less time in the wind tunnel as a result of exceeding the budget cap for 2021. If Ferrari does truly place 3rd, it will spend more time in the wind tunnel than Red Bull, more than 30 hours more. Hill saw this as a viable tactic for those reasons. They will have to make those calculations. Maybe they don't want to come 2nd. And talking about the cost cap subject, there are rumours that already 6 teams have broken the budget for this year. Helmut Marko, a Red Bull advisor, claims that 6 of the 10 teams have already gone over the season's financial limit. He reveals in Auto, Motor and Sport, if Red Bull is one of those 6 teams, Marko would not confirm it. The 2021 budget cap was the main soap opera of this season of Formula 1. Red Bull Racing was found to have violated this restriction, according to the FIA. And even though Max Verstappen's team is adamant that it disagrees with the FIA's interpretation, a penalty has been decided upon. Red Bull will pay a £7 million fine and be given permission to test the car for the upcoming year in the wind tunnel for a 10% shorter period of time. We will have to wait and see if the punishment served as a strong enough deterrent. The majority of the team owners felt that the FIA should be more strict, but the Red Bull team felt that the penalty was simply too severe. Marko anticipates that the problem will come up again the following year. Marko is certain that most teams have broken this year's budget regulations. Inflation, he claims, would be the cause. Inflation has soared globally, and Formula 1 is no exception. This is partly due to the conflict in Ukraine and the ensuing spike in oil prices. Inflation is something that was not calculable to that extent, says Marko, especially when it comes to energy costs. I think the current status is that 6 teams are over this season's budget cap. Will we get another budget cap saga next year? And will Ferrari finally be able to string together a season full of good performances? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, we appreciate you watching our content, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. We'll see you in the next video.